Today, I wanted to spend some time as well talking about startups and growing their team. You've heard me over the past couple episodes, if you've been following us, I talk about the 5 Ds entrepreneurs, the founder or CEO needs to make in their company. The first D is that we need to make decisions. I talk about decisions, is so key and essential. So I'll go through the 5 Ds and then get into the specifics. So the first D is decision. So deciding, decision making. The second D is doing. So we need to do some stuff. The third D is delegating. The fourth D is delaying. And then the fifth D is dumping, right? So I love alliterations, as I said, and it keeps me grounded as well. Remind me what is important. What is your checklist? What is your formula? How does your core values interact or show up in this moment? So the 5 Ds entrepreneurs need to make in order to help their business grow and flourish and propel forward. So the first D, decision. As an entrepreneur, you have the responsibility of really getting that clear vision, mission from your mind on paper and into the world, right? Really understanding who you are as a person is fundamental. Your core values matter. And then not only that, when you're building the company, oftentimes what we see is that your core values shape the core values of the company, which is so great as well, right? It becomes an extension of you in some way, some form, some capacity, right? And really to serve the clients that you're thinking about. So as an entrepreneur, you need to decide, okay, who are we wanting to serve? What impact that we want to have? Why are we doing this? That should be at the forefront. Why are we doing it? Who are we serving? What is the impact that we want to have? And we're figuring out how we're going to do that as well. Then when it relates to the revenue, remember, if your business is just a hobby, that's totally fine. Most businesses start off that way and then mature into something more. Enjoy that journey, right? But if you have the intention right off the bat, I want to, potentially leave your 9-to-5 job and transition into a full-time position, what you really need to consider is, how am I about to make money doing this thing, right? Really being honest and transparent into the workings and the mechanics, the processes from going from value creation to value delivery, right? So you're giving that value to the customer, the people with a problem or the need or desire that you want to help impact their life in a positive way. So you're thinking about how can I, help them save time, money, and grow and have a fuller life. So that is really some of the decisions. Understanding another decision is who are the people, who are the team that's going to help execute the value creation and the value delivery. So you have a lot of decisions to make in your business. I will say this. When I talk to my team about one of our core values around empirical analysis, really looking about the evidence, the data, the numbers, being logical in that way, right? Analytical as well in terms of, okay, what is true? What is known? What are the unknowns? Okay, as an entrepreneur, sometimes the unknowns means that we have to step out in faith, but are there data points that we could start with to help us make an evidence-based decision? So that is number one and core. I like to say when you're starting or already running your business, go and connect with your power team. So really one person in particular, the financial person on your team. So it may be an accountant who's helped you think through the numbers. Is this business feasible? Is this something that I can do on the long term? What are the targets and metrics we need to make to hit in order to make this business grow and be more impactful? So lots of decisions as the CEO. The next one is doing. What we understand as a CEO, and like everybody else, we are confined to 24 hours a day, right? That means what you do in that time period is so crucial and important. Understand this. you cannot do everything. And I keep telling myself, I wish I could do everything, but I realize I cannot do everything. So what is most important to least important? And, I've had several conversations with entrepreneurs on here, and they talk about their checklist, their to-do list, keeping them on track in all of these things, identifying the top priority, least important, right? And really, as that CEO, you're looking about how do we bring in more money? How do we inform a healthy, positive company culture? And, those two were some of the core pieces that I would say your decision making should be building community, extending, right? Partnerships, all of these things. So making evidence-based decisions and deciding what needs to be done by you. The third D is delegation. And I'm in this space right now. I'm super excited about delegation because, delegation does not necessarily mean that I'm just giving away something and I don't care about it anymore to my team members. No, the standards are there, all of those things. But it does mean that you're building team. It does mean that you're inviting other people to be part of your vision and mission, and also sharing those core elements and getting them a chance to buy into that vision and mission. Do they get up in the morning thinking about, how am I going to serve these people? How am I going to make a positive impact? And I will say, it doesn't happen overnight, right? It's not a flick of a switch and magic happens. It is the conversations, the way that they see you act and operate informs what is needed to be done on their end as well. So delegation is so crucial and important. I want to say this. As startups, sometimes we say, okay, funding is tight. I can't afford to bring somebody on at this point in time. What I like to encourage people is to take advantage of some of the student hiring. Students are going to school to learn specific skill sets. Why not recruit and onboard some of those folks to help you build out? And some of the programs that I'm aware of, and there's lots, right? The government has subsidies for student hiring, and when I say the government, I believe all governments should, but I'm located in Canada, and I know the Canadian government does have student subsidies as well. In particular, there's another program called Gateway, and this program is really unique because it enables companies to onboard students that may have had barriers, in terms of getting into the workforce, and we talk about physical and invisible disabilities. We talk about, being underrepresented or marginalized in communities. So really students that need it the most, right? They have the skill set, they have the ambition, they want to make a positive difference, they want to contribute to your space, but for whatever reason, barriers prevent them from getting into the workforce. And that's an in-depth conversation for another day. But I just wanted to say that there are students out there who are hungry and eager to take, to step into new spaces with you, the entrepreneur, and ultimately make a positive difference as they learn and grow and flourish. What I will say is sometimes when students come on as interns, you realize that the fit is perfect. This student has given, a lot to the company. They've shared their experience. They've incorporated many valuable assets to the company. And as your company is growing, you decide, I want this student to come on in a full-time way. And you do have the benefits of growing your team that way. Another company I wanted to point out is Ripen, and you will see all of the content and contacts for these organizations below. But really, that platform gives an opportunity for entrepreneurs and companies to connect with students directly, connect with institutions directly, as well as Founders Institute. So I have my list here going down. So Founders Beta, they help in particular tech teams find co-founders and other teammates as well. So that will be another place that I would recommend. One of the things that we've done here at E4X is connect with institutions like Sheridan College and Seneca and the JCA as well, the Jamaican Canadian Association, to find interns that can help us take our business to the next level, supporting us as we're growing and flourishing. And I can say, yes, when you onboard students, with anyone, and not just students, you have to go through those HR requirements. And I've been blessed to have a super awesome HR team with me, helping with onboarding. First of all, screening to make sure that the fit is there, onboarding, looking at ways in which they are getting familiar with the culture, the ecosystem, supporting with the learning, and those things are really crucial and important. What I would say, beyond students, if you're looking for, your first VA or first full-time staff, I will say identify someone that is going to bring a lot of value to your business immediately. So that may be a salesperson, right? Your goal is to bring in revenue. If at this current stage you're able to help fulfill orders, deliver the value, you could do that and have that new person support in the value creation. But remember, generating revenue, because when you bring on someone, that's money going out. So you want to see that return on investment for that person's time. I like to say delegation does not mean abdication. And what is abdication? Simply saying, okay, I pass that on to someone, I don't have to think about it anymore. You do, okay? So you're passing on things that would help tap into that person's strength, help them grow as a person, help them learn, and you're supporting them along the way. Not just saying, okay, you handle that, I'm never gonna talk about it anymore. You're still walking alongside them. So we talked about deciding, we talked about doing, we talked about delegating, and I gave you a couple of resources that you could check out for your own company as you're looking to bring on people.